Week 4. I love this series, talking through Joshua and Israelites. We face similar things. We all have things that we need to surrender to. We all have things. But isn't it crazy to think that here's this promise, the promised land. All these generations have been saying, it's here. And then once they get there, cross the Jordan, once they get there, they realize they're not alone. There's people in the land that God gave them. And God says, well, there's some things we got to fight. There's some battles to have. We all have this mindset at time. Well, when I get to this, when I get my driver's license, I'm going to be able to do this. When I get married, it's going to be different. When I do this, it's going to be way different. And when you think about it, we all have this mentality at some point. When I get a raise, when I get this, when I have this kind of money, when I get this paid off. But just because you arrive doesn't mean the battles stop. There's still battles to fight. There's still war to be had. Even though they are now living in the promised land and living in the promises, doesn't mean that there's no longer battles. So they get to this point, and you're like, what do we do now? I love it because there's 7 different groups, 7 enemies in the promised land. Now, we call them the ites. I-T-E-S, the ites, the Canaanites, the Amorites, the gigabytes, whatever you want to call them. Like there's 7 of these enemies in the land that need to be taken out. And so they are the ones in the way from this nation taking their land. So what's the plan? What's going to happen? I came upon this verse and I wanted to read it to you guys. And this is where we're kind of parked today a little bit. Deuteronomy 7:22. It says this, and I know we're kind of going back a little bit, but still in the same way of a battle plan. It says, and the Lord your God will drive out those nations before you. Listen to this. Little by little. You will be unable to destroy them all at once. Now, can God do it? 100%. Could God take out everybody? 100%. But the plan is little by little. It's a principle that we need to understand that, yeah, sometimes you march around Jericho and the walls fall instantly. But can I just tell you another promise? It took little steps around Jericho to bring the walls down. Little by little. There is a theory of the 1 degree that actually says that 1 degree change today can change the course of your history forever. 1 degree change, one little decision today, and 1 degree will put you miles in a different direction next year. I look at it this way. We need to take ground, but we got to understand sometimes taking ground is little by little. Little decisions by little decisions. Miracles on miracles. Little decisions that we make, taking ground is 1 step at a time. It's daily surrendering to ourselves. It's daily picking up the cross. It's daily holding our tongue. But it's also daily being strong and courageous and stepping up. Daily, little changes, hear me out, make the biggest difference at times. Little changes, little attitude tweaks, little conversations, little things, little by little can change your life. We can all make some little changes. We could all step on the enemy a little time. The secret to living a victorious life, I think, we move ahead 1 step at a time, little by little. I want to close by just reading something to you. Something I wrote down that I think it's important for us to hear. These daily decisions, these little steps. We don't beat Satan and all the time in one big blow. But we defeat the enemy and we live in victory because the little by little decisions we make to follow Jesus every day. We win one small battle at a time, and then we move forward to the next one. And we keep on pressing ahead. We fight to destroy Satan's strongholds daily as we move ahead. So let's read this together. Let's get in our group and read this verse together and talk about little by little together.